You might think you know the story of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. You've seen the headlines, the interviews, the documentaries, the viral memes. But what if there's a layer of drama, strategy, and family intrigue that no one outside the palace walls has really seen? Thomas Markle, Meghan's father, says the truth is far juicier and far more shocking than anything the tabloids have reported. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. According to Thomas, Meghan didn't just fall in love with Harry. She allegedly pushed him into leaving the royal family, escalating tensions that would make headlines across the globe. Thomas claims that Meghan viewed Harry's royal connections as more valuable once they were independent, essentially turning the couple's departure into a strategic business move disguised as a quest for freedom. Curious? You should be. Because behind the fairy tale romance lies a story of influence, persuasion, and calculated ambition that few anticipated. Let's set the scene. Imagine Harry, a prince bound by centuries of royal tradition, suddenly finding himself in a whirlwind romance with Meghan Markle, an independent American actress. Sparks fly. Crowds cheer. Headlines explode. The public is enchanted. But behind the glitz and glamour, Thomas Markle claims a subtle, orchestrated strategy was unfolding. According to him, Meghan didn't just nudge Harry gently toward independence. She allegedly guided him step by step, framing leaving the royal family not as rebellion but as liberation, while ensuring every move aligned with long-term strategic goals. Think about it like a chess game. Every suggestion, every private conversation, every text or call, Thomas claims, was a carefully considered move designed to shape Harry's decisions. Love and persuasion intertwined with strategic planning, making it almost impossible for anyone outside their inner circle, or even Harry himself, to see the full picture. So was it love? Was it influence? Or was it a calculated master plan? According to Thomas Markle, it was all of the above. And it set the stage for one of the most talked about exits in royal history. You've probably read interviews or watched documentaries where Harry and Meghan talk about stepping back from royal life. But Thomas claims the real story happened behind closed doors, in private texts, late-night calls, and whispered conversations that no one else heard. Imagine receiving a text that feels like a loving suggestion, only to realize later it nudged you closer to a life-altering decision. That's the kind of influence Thomas alleges Meghan had over Harry. In his view, she wasn't overtly coercive. She was persuasive, strategic, and incredibly subtle. Every encouragement, reassurance, or plan was designed to guide Harry toward leaving the royal family. And timing, Thomas insists, was everything. Late-night discussions, emotionally charged conversations, and private messages all arrived at moments when Harry might have been uncertain or vulnerable. By reinforcing the idea that independence was necessary, desirable, and empowering, Meghan allegedly made it feel like Harry's decision to step back was completely his own. Curious how much private influence can shape public decisions? According to Thomas, the answer is more than anyone outside the palace might think. Once Harry and Meghan's intentions leaked, the media went into overdrive. Headlines, viral tweets, opinion pieces, and TV coverage magnified every minor detail. But Thomas argues Meghan was prepared for this, and may have used the media frenzy to her advantage. Think of it like this. The couple's every move became content, and every story told about them reinforced the narrative they wanted the world to see. Meghan allegedly guided Harry on public appearances, interviews, and even social media interactions to maintain a sense of control over perception. The world saw courage, independence, and love, while behind the scenes, strategic messaging ensured their story unfolded exactly as planned. For the royal family, however, the frenzy was destabilizing. Private family tensions suddenly became global conversation topics, and the palace had to balance public perception with tradition. Thomas paints this as a high-stakes chessboard, with Meghan and Harry playing offense in a game the monarchy had not prepared for. Here's where the story gets even juicier. Thomas claims that Meghan's strategy was not just emotional, it was financial. By stepping away from the monarchy, Harry's royal connections allegedly became more valuable. Independence, according to Thomas, wasn't just about freedom from protocol. It was about creating opportunities, media deals, brand partnerships, and platforms that leveraged the couple's fame. Think about it. The world's most famous prince suddenly available for projects, endorsements, and partnerships, a global brand waiting to be monetized. And in Thomas's view, Meghan recognized this potential early on. While independence was framed as liberation, the financial possibilities were real, tangible, and strategically significant. This raises questions. Was the decision purely personal? Or did it have layers of planning that extended far beyond love and family? Thomas argues the latter. And if true, it changes the way we understand every interview, statement, and public appearance from the Sussexes since their exit. While the public watched, the royal family reacted in private. According to Thomas, senior members observed Harry being guided toward independence and were alarmed by the escalating influence Meghan reportedly had. Meetings, private discussions, and discreet advisories reportedly became routine as the palace tried to balance support with concern. The family reportedly saw subtle manipulations in Harry's decisions, choices that seemed small but cumulatively drove him toward separation. Thomas paints a picture of frustration, sorrow, and helplessness. A father, the Queen, and advisors watching a son navigate love, loyalty, and independence while being quietly guided by someone new to the family. Imagine trying to maintain centuries of tradition while witnessing what you perceive as strategic manipulation. It's no wonder tensions escalated behind palace walls. Thomas also points out contradictions in the public story. On one hand, Meghan and Harry presented their exit as a personal choice, a love-driven, liberating decision. On the other hand, private conversations and strategic planning, according to Thomas, suggest careful orchestration. Independence appeared spontaneous, yet, Thomas claims, it followed a deliberate path guided by influence, persuasion, and calculated decisions. This is where curiosity spikes. How do personal ambition, love, and strategy intersect in one of the most high-profile relationships of the 21st century? How much of what the public sees is narrative, and how much is the result of private influence? These questions make the Sussex story endlessly compelling and endlessly debated. You might think, well, I'm not dating a prince, so this doesn't apply to me. But there are lessons here that everyone can relate to. Influence matters. Even subtle guidance from someone you trust can shape your decisions. Recognize when you're being influenced and ask yourself if the direction aligns with your values. Timing is powerful. Decisions made in moments of vulnerability or emotional intensity carry outsized impact. Pause and reflect before committing to life-altering choices. Perception is reality. The way you communicate, even privately, can influence not just your partner, but the broader world. Storytelling isn't just for media moguls. It's part of how we navigate relationships. Be mindful of contradictions. When a partner frames decisions as liberating while simultaneously pursuing strategic gain, it's worth evaluating whether personal autonomy is being fully respected. The story Thomas Markle shares challenges our assumptions about love, ambition, and family. Was Meghan simply a strong, persuasive partner guiding her husband through life's decisions? Or, as Thomas claims, was there a strategic orchestration that reshaped Harry's life and the monarchy's public image? Perhaps it was both, love intertwined with influence, strategy, and timing. The lesson here is universal. Even in our everyday lives, the people closest to us can guide decisions subtly. Recognizing influence, questioning motives, and maintaining perspective can help ensure our choices are truly our own, even when someone else means well. So what do you think? Was Meghan's influence strategic, manipulative, or simply part of a loving partnership? Do you see parallels in your own life where guidance and persuasion intersect? Call to action. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe Thomas Markle's account? How do you interpret Meghan and Harry's exit from royal life? And if you found this story compelling, share it with friends, because the conversation about love, influence, and strategy is only